What if I told you that the secret to gaining more customers isn't about selling harder, but about giving more? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how giving value can transform a complete stranger into a loyal customer. And the best part, it works for every type of business. Hey, it's Brandon from Be Hearst Media, and today we're diving deep into one of the most powerful principles in business, building trust through value giving. It's a simple fact that people buy from those who they know, like, and trust. But here's the thing. Building that trust doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and give you some actionable steps to take. Let's start with why this works. Now, think about your own buying habits for a moment. When was the last time you received a free sample that led to a purchase? Or downloaded a helpful guide that made you trust the brand more? This isn't clever marketing, it's psychology in action. And here's why it works. When someone gives us something valuable, we naturally want to give them something in return. And it demonstrates expertise. Sharing knowledge proves you know what you're talking about, and the best part, it reduces the risk. Letting customers try before they buy removes the purchase anxiety. While older traditional businesses relied on physical samples, today we have a lot of options and opportunities to provide value. I want to share some effective formats so you can get started today. So I like to break this down into 3 different categories. We have digital content, interactive tools, and community value. Now, digital content and interactive tools are a little more evergreen. The nice thing about these ones is you can set it up one time and it's good forever. While community value requires a little bit more effort on an ongoing basis. Now I want to dive into some actual examples of how you could set this up in your business. As far as digital content goes, PDF guides and ebooks are a super easy way to set things up. You can go ahead and create a PDF checklist or a PDF ebook that has a lot of information based on one subject that really helps dive in and show that you're the expert. I'm going to show you an example of this shortly. The next thing is email sequences. Now, email sequences are an awesome thing to set up. So after someone signs up for a lead magnet or they enter in for a newsletter, an email sequence is a great way to continually follow up with people and give them more value or more information based on the services that you provide. And I'm not talking about just constantly advertising to them, but actually giving them actionable tips that they can take to make their life better that aligns with what you do. Mini courses and trainings are an awesome thing to do as well. These are great because you can take either like a short 15 to 20 minute training, or what you can do is break up a longer training into multiple modules to create a mini course. Now, video tutorials or creating video content is one of my favorite things to do. The reason for this is you can share this on multiple platforms, so all your social media platforms. And then one thing that I did for myself is I created an automation where as soon as I create a video, it goes ahead and grabs a transcript from that video and then gives me an outline for a blog post to write. It allows me to take one piece of content and push it out to my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the other social platforms, and bring it back to my website to help optimize my website for SEO based off the content I've already created. It makes life a whole lot easier by breaking up one thing that's good for my audience and using it to help advertise my business. As far as podcasts go, they're a great way to produce content because you can do it in multiple different ways. It could be either audio or video and audio, and it can go out to multiple platforms from there, and you can break up the different content throughout. You can do it more of an interview format, or it could be just you talking about whatever topic it is for that day. It's a great way to get information out there and help kind of build out your community from there, as well as it being more of an evergreen content, because once you have it out there, it continues to live on forever. All right, so let's talk about interactive tools. One of the tools that I would recommend if you have a financial company or anything that might use a little bit of calculation to it is to create an online calculator. This could be something like a loan calculator to help figure out different payments for your audience. Or another thing you could do is develop a pricing calculator. This would allow your audience to go in there and put their different variables in to get a price without having to talk to someone there. The next thing that I want to talk about are assessment tools. Now, a great thing to do with this are quizzes, because you can go ahead, put in a bunch of questions there, multiple choice. Then at the end of it, take the questions and give them results based off the questions. Quizzes are pretty big these days. So if you do have a way to implement it in your business, I would highly recommend checking it. Now, digital samples are great. This could be anywhere from providing swatches with colors and different fabrics on it, or a copywriter providing sample copy. So let's dive into community value. Community value does take a little bit more work because you have to continue to update things throughout. It's not quite as evergreen as the others. However, it can be extremely impactful. Webinars are a great way to get people on a live training and be a little bit more interactive with people. Now, you could position this as a webinar, training, masterclass, Any of that, the nice thing about it is you have people engaging with you and you can help answer questions on the spot. Another thing you can do is social media tips. So if you are trying to work on your social media content, one thing you can do with this is add in different tips and tricks on things you can do or provide different value throughout that. Value can be basically information that would be helpful to your audience. So the last one I want to talk to you about with community values is hosting a live Q&A. This is really nice if you have an audience built up and they have different questions but they're on the fence. A live Q&A would be a great place to get them on there to ask those questions to help get them to that next step of the cycle. Now let's talk about a powerful example for a lead magnet. An ebook that solves a specific problem for your audience. For instance, if you're a fitness coach, you might create an ebook titled The 7-Day Meal Plan for Busy Professionals. This is why it works so well. You're going to give immediate value to them. Your audience gets free, actionable guidance they can implement right away. You're going to establish expertise because you're demonstrating real knowledge, which builds credibility. You're also building a relationship with them. You're collecting emails in exchange for the ebook, so it allows you to continue the conversation and nurture those leads. And the best part, it naturally leads to paid offers. Once they trust your expertise, they'll be more open to your services, courses, or products. By providing a solution up front, you position yourself as a trusted resource. So when it is time to make an offer, they're already primed to become a loyal. Now let's create your value giving strategy. I want you to follow these steps. The first thing we're going to do is identify your customers' problems. After that, we're going to work on choosing your format, and then we can create your value offer. So let's break down what kind of things we need to look for. The first kind of questions that we need to ask ourselves is, what frustrates your customers the most? What questions do they frequently ask? And what keeps them up at night? After we have these questions answered, we're going to move on to our format. Next thing you want to do is consider your audience's preferences. How do they like to consume content? And then think about what you can create quickly because we want to get this out fast. And then focus on solving one specific problem. After that, we're going to work on creating our value offer. We're going to keep it under 1 hour to consume. The reason for this is we want to make sure that it's a quick, easy, actionable thing that they can do in under an hour. Anything that's over that will typically push people away or they'll put it on the back burner. The next thing we want to do is make sure that it's actionable. If they just read something and don't do anything with it, they're more likely to forget about it. However, if we're getting them to take action on it, you're more likely to remember it and get a positive outcome. Then ensure that it leads naturally to your paid offerings. The reason for this is we don't want to create a bunch of stuff that doesn't actually help us in the long run. We want this to help both our audience and us, meaning if we're giving our audience a lot of value here, ultimately we want it to come back and help the business as well. Okay, so before you rush off and create your value offering, let's address some common concerns. Don't worry about giving away too much. Focus on quality over quantity. Make sure that it's relevant to your paid offerings and keep it simple and actionable. And last, don't forget to ask for contact information in exchange. Now it's your turn to take action. Here's what I want you to do. Write down 3 problems your customers face, and then choose one to solve with a valuable piece of content. And then, like I said, we want to create this fast, so create it this week. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video and share with someone else who might find this helpful. If you already know what you're going to do, or you have something that you built already, drop it in the comments below so I can check it out. I'd love to see what everyone's doing. Remember, building trust through value isn't just about making sales. It's about creating lasting relationships with your customers. Start giving value today and watch your business grow tomorrow.